Do you think your money is perfectly safe when it sits quietly in a savings account? The truth is, a fatal crack appears the very moment you deposit it. This is a silent collapse. An invisible enemy is draining the sweat and tears you worked for every second, every minute. Take a closer look at your bank statement. The numbers stay the same, but the real value is plunging without breaks. Real inflation is far higher than the polished figures you hear on the news. Holding cash right now is like trying to catch falling knives with your bare hands. And don't forget the dozens of hidden management fees and maintenance charges quietly chewing away at your account every month. The wealth you proudly accumulated is slowly turning into a swamp, draining its own purchasing power. With the same amount of money, the loaf of bread you can buy today might only be half a loaf tomorrow. Invisible taxes and inflation are the most ruthless hands of all, squeezing the wallets of the 90% who don't understand the rules of the game. You hear the news saying inflation is only 3%. That's a sweet lie. Your bank account is like a bucket with a hole in the bottom. The more money you pour in, the faster it leaks out. Bank interest rates of a few measly percent are like a single drop of water trying to put out a raging wildfire. You race against time, working like crazy, but the ladder of purchasing power keeps collapsing beneath your feet. Inflation and taxes are like a giant, ruthless fork, taking the biggest bite out of the cake of your hard-earned success. It turns you into a hamster on a wheel, exhausted from running nonstop, only to realize you're actually falling behind. Read the fine print in financial policies carefully. They aren't protecting you, they're tightening the noose around your neck. Even if you lock your money inside the strongest safe, the paper bills themselves are quietly evaporating. Saving cash in this era is like holding a paper umbrella in an acid rainstorm. In the end, it's not only your money that disappears, the value of your hard work and even your future slowly evaporate as well. You bring the same amount of money to the supermarket, yet your shopping basket keeps shrinking in a painfully obvious way. The dream of owning a home, real, tangible property, keeps stretching farther and farther beyond your reach. Working hard just to hold cash is like running on a treadmill, except the treadmill is moving backward. Every paycheck you receive has already been brutally shaved down by inflation before it even settles into your wallet. Time is not on your side. With every passing second, the power of your money drains a little more. In this economic game, even a small push from inflation can be enough to knock over the massive effort you've spent years building. Wealth built entirely on paper money is like a fragile sandcastle standing on the beach, and when the real wave of crisis arrives, it will sweep everything away without mercy. That's the moment your assets fall freely into the abyss, with no parachute to protect them. The silent collapse is complete. You hit rock bottom empty-handed, clutching what are now nothing more than scraps of paper turned to ash. You try to hold on, trying to save just a little more, but the paper bills now feel as fragile and worthless as dry leaves. Ironically, in a storm of inflation, the greatest value of cash might be nothing more than using it as fuel to keep warm. Because when cash loses its value, the only thing that grows and clings tightly to you is the chain of debt. You are pinned to the bottom of society by the crushing weight of ever-rising prices. Look closely at your money. No matter what number is printed on it, its real purchasing power is heading straight towards zero. You trade sweat, health, and youth to accumulate cash, only to receive a drained and exhausted version of yourself in return. It is the invisible burden of the economy, ruthlessly crushing those who refuse to learn how to adapt. By now, the banking system that once promised to protect you has slammed its doors shut right in front of you. The key called safe saving that you trusted for so long turns out to be completely useless. Welcome to the bottom of financial despair. The silent collapse has completely swallowed your wealth. You don't need to be afraid. Financial knowledge is the strongest shield, capable of stopping every arrow of inflation. Instead of working for money, learn to design a system, a machine where money works tirelessly for you. The wealthy don't focus on the zeros printed on paper currency. They see the real value behind tangible assets. This is a chess game. And if you know how to move your asset pieces at the right moment, you can checkmate every risk. Real assets don't just protect you, they become a golden bridge across the abyss of economic crises. Let the storm of rising prices rage outside. Under the umbrella of a wise investment portfolio, you remain secure. When you own strong assets, you turn the hourglass upside down. As time passes, you become wealthier. Each brick of assets stacked upon another lifts you toward the peak of financial freedom and independence. And the final reward is not money. It is peace of mind, the ability to sleep well without worry. So, the silent collapse only destroys those who remain blind. Once you understand the rules, you become the master of the game.